Extended summary of Nothing to Prove. Why We Can Stop Trying So Hard, by Jennie Allen. Nothing to Prove. Why We Can Stop Trying So Hard, by Jennie Allen is a powerful exploration of finding freedom from the pressure to prove oneself. Through personal stories, biblical insights, and practical advice, Allen guides readers on a journey to understand their worth in God's eyes and to embrace a life of grace and rest. Here's an extended summary of the key principles and ideas presented in the book. Introduction. Jennie Allen begins by discussing the universal struggle of feeling inadequate and the constant pressure to prove our worth. She shares her personal journey of striving for approval and how it led to burnout and a sense of emptiness. The book aims to help readers find freedom from these pressures by understanding their identity in Christ. Chapter 1. The Lie We Believe. Allen identifies the common lie that we are not enough and must constantly prove our worth through achievements and approval from others. She explains how this lie is rooted in fear and insecurity, and how it prevents us from experiencing true peace and contentment. Key points. The belief that we are not enough drives us to seek approval and validation. This lie is rooted in fear and insecurity. It prevents us from experiencing peace and contentment. Chapter 2. The Truth That Sets Us Free. This chapter explores the biblical truth that our worth is not based on our performance but on our identity in Christ. Allen emphasizes that we are already enough because of God's love and grace. She encourages readers to rest in this truth and to stop striving for external validation. Key points. Our worth is based on our identity in Christ, not our performance. God's love and grace make us enough. Embracing this truth brings freedom and rest. Chapter 3. The Problem with Performance. Allen discusses how the culture of performance and achievement can lead to burnout and a sense of inadequacy. She shares personal stories and biblical examples to illustrate the dangers of living for approval and the importance of shifting our focus to God's approval. Key points. The culture of performance leads to burnout and inadequacy. Seeking approval from others is exhausting and unfulfilling. Focusing on God's approval brings true peace. Chapter 4. The Power of Vulnerability. This chapter highlights the importance of vulnerability and authenticity in our relationships with God and others. Allen explains how sharing our struggles and weaknesses can strengthen our faith and build deeper connections. She encourages readers to be honest about their fears and to trust in God's strength. Key points. Vulnerability and authenticity are crucial for deep relationships. Sharing struggles strengthens faith and connections. Trusting in God's strength allows us to embrace our weaknesses. Chapter 5. The Gift of Grace. Allen delves into the concept of grace and how it liberates us from the need to prove ourselves. She explains that grace is a gift from God that we cannot earn, and it allows us to live freely and joyfully. The chapter emphasizes accepting God's grace and extending it to others. Key points. Grace is a gift from God that we cannot earn. Embracing grace frees us from the need to prove ourselves. Extending grace to others fosters love and compassion. Chapter 6. The Freedom of Rest. This chapter focuses on the importance of rest and how it is essential for spiritual and emotional health. Allen discusses the biblical principle of Sabbath rest and how taking time to rest and recharge can restore our souls. She provides practical advice on how to incorporate rest into our daily lives. Key points. Rest is essential for spiritual and emotional health. The biblical principle of Sabbath emphasizes the importance of rest. Practical ways to incorporate rest include setting boundaries and taking breaks. Chapter 7. The Call to Community. Allen explores the significance of community and how being part of a supportive, loving community can help us grow in our faith and find encouragement. She discusses the role of community in holding us accountable, providing support, and sharing God's love. Key points. Community is vital for spiritual growth and encouragement. A supportive community provides accountability and support. Sharing God's love within a community fosters spiritual growth. Chapter 8. The Journey to Enough. In the final chapter, Allen summarizes the journey to understanding that we are enough in God's eyes. She reiterates the importance of embracing our identity in Christ, resting in His grace, and finding joy in the freedom from striving. She encourages readers to live boldly and confidently in the knowledge that they have nothing to prove. Key points. Embrace your identity in Christ and rest in His grace. Find joy in the freedom from striving for approval. Live boldly and confidently, knowing you have nothing to prove. Conclusion. Jennie Allen concludes by reminding readers that their worth is not determined by their achievements or the approval of others but by their identity in Christ. She encourages them to let go of the pressure to prove themselves and to live in the freedom and joy of God's love and grace. Final thoughts. Nothing to prove. Why we can stop trying so hard offers a powerful message of freedom and grace. Jennie Allen's personal stories, biblical insights, and practical advice provide readers with the tools to overcome the pressure to prove their worth and to find true peace and contentment in their identity in Christ. This book is an essential read for anyone struggling with feelings of inadequacy and the constant drive to achieve approval. If you enjoyed this summary and found its content valuable, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And to make sure you never miss out on our latest uploads, click the bell icon to get alerts for all our new videos. Your support means the world to us, and it helps us bring more great content your way. Thanks for watching.